All right, everybody. We haven't posted much of anything lately. We've had some things going on, but you can see we have actually moved our chicken tractor because I don't feel like cutting the grass. So these guys are going to handle that for me. So there you go. And I will say one thing: we had some storms roll through here the other night, and even though this chicken tractor don't have like a lot of weight to it, it held up pretty good. Didn't blow away. Chickens were still happy. We did make one modification on the inside there. I don't know if you can see it. There's a pipe running diagonal, a little pipe for them to roost on at night. Really, you're not supposed to use PVC because they can get hurt, but with as close as they are to the ground, if they slip off, they ain't gonna get hurt. So moving on. Now, in one of our other videos, we showed you that we planted this stuff here. So this is potatoes. Potatoes and what? Huh? Potatoes and radishes, and you can see how well this is starting to go and grow. Now, moving forward and onward, I'm gonna walk over this way and show you some of the other stuff that we planted a few weeks back. It's growing pretty well. And then I'm gonna show you the new project. So first I'm gonna show you some of the new stuff. So a while back, if you are subscribed, you know that I built this out of things that I had. And so yesterday we planted, I believe, cucumbers? Yes. Cucumbers down here. And so they'll climb up that trellis there, and then we'll have some nice cucumbers to make pickles out of. Moving along. On this side here, this is all
turnips and kohlrabi.
Turnips on this side. And there's our kohlrabi. And then over here, I don't remember what we planted.
Lettuce.
So this area here is going to be all lettuce. So moving on, I'm going to show you when we first started this adventure about filming what we were doing. I got some good, nice chicken poop for compost, and you can see that compost is now actual dirt and good for our garden. The other thing that I wanted to show you too, or tell you about, is if you remember, we had our chicken tractor over this way to begin with. It was about from there all the way over. We kept moving them to about here, where all the kohlrabi and stuff is planted. You see how healthy that is. That is what your chickens can do for you. Now, for the big project that we're doing today, and this is an ingenious idea. I don't know where she found it, but oh, she just thought it up. But this project that we're working on right here, you see all those strings coming down, okay, is going to grow green beans. So it's a simple contraption, just one long post on each side and then along the bottom, and then I'll get a close-up of the rope. You can see right here she's tied knots so that the green bean plants have something to hold on to. So those ropes will go all the way from right here all the way down to over here, okay. And in this little ditch right here that I dug, there's going to be there is compost, and that's where we're going to start planting green beans. They'll climb up, and then when it starts to get really hot here, it'll also provide shade not only for the chickens, but for my beautiful wife when she has to come out here and get me some fresh green beans. So okay, so as you can see, just like the other one, we're zip tying these pieces, this chicken wire, to this. It's gonna go all the way up to the peak and then all the way back down. We gotta do this whole thing. You can see we did a modification on this one. They're gonna have a little perch in there. Their food and stuff will be back here, and then they'll have all that area up there to mess around in. Okay guys, so as you can see, we kind of spider webbed this thing so that the plants will grab a hold. Now switching gears, we're making another chicken tractor. This one's a bit bigger. You can see what we're doing. It's kind of the same concept as the other one. We just made it taller, wider, and longer. All right guys, so you can see our finished product here. It's nothing fancy, but it works. You can see the birds are happy. They're laying eggs. They got their feed and their water in there. So I'm going to give a couple of updates now that we're towards the end of this particular video on what's been going on. So you can see we made more of these basically just DIY garden beds out of wire, and then we lined them with paper just like we did with the potatoes and the turnips and the radishes. Okay, so we have peppers, all kind of stuff, green beans in here and in this one. Okay, now moving forward, walking this way, we also have peppers and stuff in here. So those are green beans, and they're just starting. Let's see if I can find one that is sprouted underneath this hay. And guys, what this hay does is it allows the dirt to stay moist, and when you get a lot of sun, it keeps your plants from getting burned. So you can see right here there's a green bean starting, and that's happening all throughout this garden bed right here. Funny story. I mean, it's not funny, it's kind of, you can see we had a lot of rain come through here, and we had to move those guys because they were getting kind of flooded out, but they're good. Now over here, if you recall, the last time y'all saw these potatoes and radishes, they're pretty small. Guys, look what your compost can do for you. Look at how healthy that stuff is. Look how healthy that is. And that's just using what you have as far as composting goes. I mean, we got chicken poop, so go ahead and use it. All right, now I'm going to show you a failed project, and we knew that it was probably going to fail just because of where it's at and where the foundation of the house is. Okay, so we dug a trench here, and you can see we put this wire up, and we put tomatoes in the ground here, but we had a hailstorm come through here, and it was just coming down. So any smaller tomatoes, they got pummeled, and I don't think they were going to grow here anyway, but what the heck, we tried. So we'll probably fill this in with rock, and then do like this with, you know, better looking pots where we can just grow right in the pot. And same thing over here. We, you know, you don't always succeed. That's all right. Now, moving forward, coming over here, I think I showed you this project where we spider webbed it, or made squares, okay, for green beans to grow. Now, what I'm about to show you is something that I showed you a while back, and this is our turnips, kohlrabi, lettuce. I don't think you guys saw the lettuce, but look at this. Look at this. This is all, and some of these are bolting, and that just means they're going to go to seed, and that's okay. You can just, I mean, look at how healthy everything is just by simply using the compost. Guys, I'm telling you, compost is the way to go. And for those of you that are afraid of using homemade, you know, well, not homemade, but using compost that you have, like afraid to use your chicken poop, remember, when you're going to Lowe's and you're buying that stuff, that's all you're buying. You're buying somebody else's, you know, bird stuff. Now look down in here. See, you see that? Look how nice and red that is. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a nice looking turnip right there. Okay, now moving over here, And I don't know if these have sprouted yet or not. Looks like it. You can see we've got, looks like cucumbers coming up and all that. So, and I'll show you how depleted that our compost is, because when you're using compost, you want to make sure you use the right amount. And of course, we spread it out throughout our garden. But look at that. And I've got more, but this was just something that I had set up and you watched me do it. So that is what your compost can do for you. Remember, guys, like and subscribe, and see you next time.